So before I figured it was important, these things are important to me, but I may have went about it the wrong way as far as bombarding our community, trying to condense the entire Indian Act into 20 minutes. So this was the letter I created a week or so ago, and in essence, this embodies my true objective with this upcoming election. And the title is, it's entitled A Happy, Healthy Life for Everyone. And basically it's in support of a free and sovereign community. So, without taking up too much time, I'd like to explain to you what that looks like, as I've lived it. Most of you know me, but for the majority of my life, I spent time on and off reserves in Northern Ontario. And there was a time, roughly, 10 years ago, that I spent time with my cousin Kevin and Charles in a place called Georgina. And what sovereignty looks like is what most people have achieved. So if I can do this as briefly as possible, in 1973, the Onkwehonga people, the Mohawk people, they were at a crossroads. They're at basically a very similar place that we're at now. There was a complete wedge driven right down the center of their community, and to a point where we don't even actually have to face that. They were at some, I'm talking about people like washing up in the river, people getting drive-by, shot up their house. So it got to a point where it was like, enough was enough. And as my cousin said, and I will totally agree to, I know in my own life this is true, I strive to be a man, but as many of you know, like, we don't have the ability that you women have to evolve into the beautiful things that you become. We basically just grow taller. We always need mothers throughout our life to look after us. That's just the way it is. It's always been. So anyway, Genyage, long story short, the men, or the boys, I should say, they came up with this idea, well, okay, let's just go and everybody that's against our people, our own, we'll just go and clear house and we'll physically remove them from the planet. And of course, the women, compassion, love, nurturing, said there's no way on earth you can do this. Like, if we go to that level, we're no better than they are, and we're still not going to solve anything, and we're going to be even more pain. So what did the women come up with? They said, well, let's go home. So they went home. So May 30th, 1973, 40, 50 of them, including the little ones, including the elders, they took off. And where did they go? They went home. They went to the place that they were forcibly removed from, facing guns and bayonets. They went to Mohawk Valley with nothing, no money, no anything except what they brought with them. And they were faced with starving. They put a blockade up, wouldn't allow it in. So they went back to the old ways. They lived in the mountains and did what they needed to do to survive. And when that wasn't going to work, New York State government says, okay, well, we're going to get 300 SWAT guys and we're going to go in there and we're going to wipe you out. But because 73 was a sacred, significant time for our people and everything was happening out west, the whole world was watching what has been the history of colonialism. And politically, they couldn't go in and just remove the people. So they went to the table and they started talking. And as the old man explained, he said, when we got to those meetings down in New York, they opened with, they said, so, where's the proof that this is your land? And he said, that was the most ridiculous thing they had ever said to us. So they all started speaking in their language, and their head speaker, he replied with, well, where's the proof that this is your land? New York State acknowledged that they didn't have any legal title to the state of New York, that it was still in the hands of the women, the Longhouse women. And so what they agreed to was the government sold or said, okay, we're going to transfer over this land, and it'll be yours, and it'll be sovereign, and it'll be beyond our jurisdiction. The Longhouse people have had a long history of doing economic business with the newcomers, and they knew better. And they said, okay, well, we know how this works. We agreed, and in 5 to 10 years, you show up and you remove us. So they said, we're not going to do it this way. We're going to play by your game. We're going to play your rules. And what we're going to do is we're going to start a corporation, a non-profit corporation, owned and operated by the people. And you're going to sell this land for $1. And so legally, this corporation is called Turtle Island Trust, is the holders of this land. The people there are free. And what did So they built themselves up the best they could. They started with doing maple syrup. They built a gas station. They started selling cigarettes. They built a gaming house. Now they've added on to an addition a golf course. So the economic aspect is very critical in today's world. We can't go back in time, and I can't go up and bring you moose and elk and whitefish. It doesn't work that way. The markets, Western markets, are today's hunting grounds. And as far as I can tell, I'm pretty sure we're all tired of starving. So, sovereignty and how it is actually applied. Every Thursday, every week, the people meet in the cookhouse. And how they do it, it's different for us. We have a different way. And I'm not saying that this is exactly the way that we should do it. But this is what sovereignty looks like. The people divided their clans, and long story short, everybody in that whole building has to be in agreement for anything to move on. If one person disagrees, then everybody has to sit there until they can find a compromise. And this is a critical aspect of our people that, myself included, we're on one side or the other of the tracks. We haven't found ways to compromise, to come together, and to be one heart, one mind. However, back to the sovereign community. They employ a team of about 7 women that do nothing but cook 3 meals a day for their people. They build houses for all their people. Utilities are paid for by the community. So when you live there, the only thing you actually have to worry about, if you so choose, is your car payments and your cell phone. They house their people, they feed their people, and miraculously they stumbled upon what was said earlier, where we have a blessing that we have an underwater aquifer. We're in the same circumstance as Fox Island. This water comes out absolutely pure. They don't know where it comes from. They don't know if it's a river or what. But as this water comes out and you take your cup, you drink it, it is perfectly fine. The men, because we want to be grandiose and we want to be in control and power, said, well, why don't we tap this and bottle it up and we'll sell it and we'll make money. The women, once again, said, no, that's a ridiculous idea. What a gift from the creation that our people may have clean water indefinitely. Because water, whether you believe in Western ways and scientists who are exploring the universe, looking for water, or if you believe culturally that creation blew the spirit of life into that water, and everywhere that water goes, it blesses, it spreads life. So, of critical importance to the health of our people is water. And we know the situation of water on our community right now, and this isn't even something we need to contemplate. This is a must. If we don't have clean water, we're going to get sick. Our children are going to get sick, and what will happen? We will dissipate. We will dissolve. Everybody. It doesn't matter about us or it's the whole world. This is a critical importance. So, to be sovereign, we need water security, food security, economic security, and energy security. So, as far as energy goes in our community, what I would see is I would collect up collectively between all of our members on and off reserve. It would be relatively easy to do to see the average of our usage per month, and then we would strategize a plan to develop or produce significantly more energy than we use as a community. Because on a level beyond money, the feeling that we'll have knowing that we're doing the best we can to lessen the impact we have on our mother is going to go a long way to giving us a sense of worth, a sense of pride, and just justification that we may be doing the right thing. But in a Western sense, I mean, hydro bills are pretty crazy, and unless you got a 5-6 figure job, it's not manageable. Like, natives or non-natives, people all around the country are deciding between heat, between food, and not really knowing what to do. So we have this opportunity, we have space, we have land. If we can unite and figure this out, then not only can we could eliminate our bills for our people, but we can make it a profitable, the mechanism run itself. So it generates enough money that we can pay for the maintenance, for the security, for whatever have you. In regards to that, I believe that's fundamental for any development we have on the community. The 4 things that I really believe that can really start and get this ball rolling immediately would have to do with sustainable organic agriculture. And as was brought up earlier, like, I'm no farmer, I don't have these skills, so perhaps we have to bring those people in with those abilities. But between agriculture, community level maple syrup production, wild game farming, and most importantly, we will run into opposition from the Western governments, is a charity casino. Very much similar. If you want a reference, look at Schoolgog. Because my relatives, we get the short end of the colonial stick on this side of the medicine line, as they say. Our relatives in Michigan, Minnesota, the Chippewa people that are our relatives, they live in a system where it is actually entrenched in the Constitution of the U.S. that they are free and sovereign nations, and as such, that's a big responsibility to be free and sovereign, because you have to look after your own. And so if we aren't able to do that, then we have nobody to turn to for help, which is what the system has allowed us to do for so long. So in a way, we have to make this work. Those communities that have been free to do so, their members get what's called per cap. And my friend Jerry, he's a Michigan native from Bay Mills. His community, every single last member every month gets $3,500. And he was saying, oh, the recession hit us hard. You know, we were up to almost $7 grand a month, and we got cut in half. But his girlfriend, she's from a bigger community in Mount Pleasant. She's still getting $7 grand. So collectively, the two of them are bringing in over $10,000 tax-free every month. Now, this isn't an end-all. I'm not saying let's just create a system where everyone's just expecting a few thousand. Maybe that's not even practical to get to those numbers at first. But it will allow all of our members to pursue the things that give them satisfaction. You can look at any group of people on earth, and the ones that are oppressed and held down in all manners, mainly through economics, it's hard for anybody to strive to be anything better when you're worrying about just the basics of living. So what I believe from doing that and developing a strong economic base that will generate profits, pay for itself, and allow us to develop into other markets is of critical importance for us to be free and sovereign. Without getting too far into the Indian Act, that is the means in which is one of the primary methods that has taken our sovereignty away. We were confined on these reserves, we were unable to live the way our ancestors lived, and we know how the treaties went, we know how the funding goes. We're underfunded, every community, not just ours, every community. And so when you're underfunded, you have to make tough decisions. It's impossible for you to look after all your members because you're underfunded, you know? So how do we solve that? By generating our own revenue streams. Revenue is one thing. As far as sovereignty goes, sovereignty means, to me anyway, people are able to pursue the things that bring them satisfaction in life, and to have a happy, healthy, rewarding life. So to do so, we need to cater to all of our members. We don't all come from the same place. Well, I mean, we come from the same place, but we don't all come from the same place as far as experiences in life and beliefs and whatnot. So what we need to do, and what's been so hard to do through this disruption of communication, is we don't know. We don't know what the needs of our members are. We know that we're hurting. We know that there's things, very, very important things that need improving, but what does that actually look like? And how do you go about doing it when the system has been entrenched for so long that has just governed the way that we do everything? First has to start in here. To be free, you have to believe you're free. You don't just walk into the door and say, I'm free. It's something you embody in yourself. So I would see that's the other aspect, is we need to take these limiting factors away from as many of our people with the ultimate goal of getting rid of for everybody, that we don't just worry about giving a handout or say this is what you can do, this is what you can do. We worry about how we can get back to the way that our ancestors lived, when everybody had a responsibility and contributed to the well-being of everybody. Because as human beings in general, we need to be around others. We need that love, we need that connection. And especially when it comes to your relatives, like your direct family, but your indirect, we're all from the same. And whether we acknowledge it or not, we feel the pain of one another. We feel the sense of we're missing something, or there's something better, or beyond that, there's plenty of us with mental health, with depression, and so we can turn one way and pretend that everything is okay and we can keep doing this, but we can never truly get away from this. You can't say the word truth and Ojibwe, but you can say Ode Boy Win. Ode Boy Win. The sound that comes from your heart. This will not change. This is why we feel the way we feel. Whatever side of the fence, whatever your stance is, it affects every single one of us. So what I would truly see, I guess, is not us grasp for something new or something that we have to create. I believe we need to remember. We need to. This is a modern world. We don't all have to go to a wigwam and go sing songs and do a lodge. We're free to do. There's so much. The world is what is it called? It's multinational. Or there's so much things that, like I said, wear this. This is Buddha. He means the world to me. I believe in our ways. I also was raised by Christian grandparents. I said a prayer every night before we ate. And was that prayer any less powerful than ours? No, it was just as powerful, because where does it come from? It comes from here. So I want you to know that inclusion and accountability was fundamental. So we're predisposed to knowing already inside of our blood, memory, and our DNA that there's something better. Whereas a lot of the Western people, they came from imperial system, and we showed them democracy. So now they see it. But for us, every leader, there's no word. The word chief comes from chieftains. They use from the barbarian tribes of Europe. Our word for Elgama is leader, and there's different types of leaders. But in essence, every leader has to be accountable to the people. And in the old days, you had basically 3 strikes, this 3-strike rule. The first strike, you would be a warning. The second one, sterner warning. And the third one, you would be stripped of your power, because it wasn't about you. This isn't about me. This isn't about me thinking that I know what's best for any of you, because I don't. All I do know is that we collectively have to work towards something better. And I've had the experiences on Western society and our Anishinaabe ways to understand that we need to take the best of both. If we keep modeling our way of governance after the people who came and stole their model of governance off of our people and then misused it, we're going to end up with the same results. However, if we sort of tweak it a little bit, let's say, and get back to the way we've always been, of including everybody, of everybody having a voice, as it happens in Ginyage, it's to the point where everybody in the whole room can be agreeing on something, and that one person says, no, I don't like this about that. Everyone has to go back to the drawing board and figure it out. And we are a people of compromise. And we wouldn't even be standing in this room if our ancestors lived the way that modern people live today. We would have starved to death. Leaders of old and culturally, you were measured a wealthy person for how much you could give, not how much you had sitting in your lodge. We didn't lock our things away with keys and whatnot. The true leaders were the ones that would do without, so that all their people could be fed. They would struggle so that all their people didn't have to. And they were the go-between. They were the buffer between life, and life is our women. So as boys, we're not as important as any of you. My life is, I could easily throw it away in defense of you guys, and that's what our ancestors did. It was the women who controlled the club, it was the women who said, okay, go protect your people. Because it is known that us men, we don't have those gifts. We need to learn them. It takes a conscious effort for us to learn the things that you are inherently born with as life givers. So I would see the same principles applied as far as a real focus on the women and the children being the future of any people on earth. Their needs need to be met first, then we get to the men, and then we can get to anybody else. Ganyage, what a sovereign community does is they don't generate money and send it out as fast as they can. They don't do that. They do everything they can to keep their money within their community. And it's gotten to a point where they are models. They actually employ a lot of non-native people in their community and give them a life that their own governments cannot even give them. They're used to making $250 a week and getting the rest taxed. Whereas if they come to Ganyage, you put in their 40 hours, they make their $400, $500 cash, bada boom, bada bing, everybody lives well. It's not as simple as bada boom, bada bing. I mean, there's a lot of work that would have to be done, and it's naive to think that, okay, well, tomorrow we'll build a casino, and the day after we'll build a farm, and there we go. No, these are just my ideas. In essence, if the community was to say, no, we don't like those ideas, then it's not even a question. It's as your leader, what I would have to do. What any leader, indigenous leader, has to do. They have to do what their people say. And we've gotten away from that for so long that it's not just our community. This is a plague that exists all over Indian country, all over Western society. If you look at any governments now, there's people that are there that are making decisions that are outside of their qualifications. They don't have the ability to know how this is going to help them, how this is not going to help them. They just go about making decisions and see what the repercussions are and how it affects people. In the old days, I'll try to wrap this up quick. In the old days, we were governed by our clans. Everybody's clan had a responsibility and role within our community. And not only, when we had councils, those councils would take, some of them times they would take weeks, because not only did our people care about and focus on the needs of their people, but as a bear clan, I had to know the health of the bears within our territory. How is our decision going to affect the bears? How is it going to affect the water? How is it going to affect the medicines? How is it going to affect the fish? How is it going to affect the birds? And each one of those clans took the responsibility of knowing the health. We have been the original environmental activists since the beginning of time. Indians love nature. If we did have a religion, that's what our religion would be. It would be nature and the things we observe in nature. And we're believers in the truth. We don't need to focus on laws that men can't make. They make them, but they don't benefit the people, because these people making these laws, man-made laws, they change. Universal law stays the same. Universal law, when we were all put here, we were to work in unison to create a better place for everything. And as a Anishinaabe people, I believe that we have this opportunity there's something very special about Shining Water, about Georgina Island, about our specific group. I'm not even as far between Ram and Christian Island, like about us. And we've had such a critical part in colonialism that I believe that it's our time now to be one of those catalysts for a better future, be an example. There are shining examples. You look at Member 2 Mi'kmaq community, you look at Mille Lacs and Chippewa Band, you look at Shakopee Dakota Nation. What is the common? The common is they remove themselves from the dependency of the foreign people. And they had to do that economically, but in doing so, having that sovereignty has allowed them to develop social programs, to make sure that their young ones are educated, to make sure that they're nurtured. At this point, I've seen it in my own experience. that our community does not nurture our members, whatever age they are, whatever gender. Is not a place that promotes growth. It keeps us sort of complacent to the way things are, and for so long, that's what we've accepted. We've never envisioned something better. We've never embodied sovereignty. So what I pray for all of us, in essence, what I put in here was, I hope that every one of you vote in support of respect, in support of equality, in support of inclusion, and above all, unity. The strengthening of these qualities are going to raise the living conditions for our members now, but most importantly for our little ones, because as we can all know, in my 32 years on life on this planet, this time around, life has changed drastically. Even my limited experience in coming down in the summers and visiting, I know the way the lake looks now compared to the way it looked then. There's many factors that play on that, but what's going to happen in another 30, 40, 50 years? What will happen? What if our water's in the condition it's at now, and around the world, there's pink water, there's Flint, Michigan, there's all these places, what's going to happen? Our ancestors were obviously connected because their prophecies and everything they've said is coming true. And that poster that most of us, I'm sure, have all seen, you know, only after that last tree is cut down, the last river's poisoned, and the last fish is caught, then are we going to realize that chasing money was very vain, that maybe we should get back to value life, value our lives, value the lives of everything that we're connected to, and promoting that in a holistic way. So, those are sort of the ideas that I have as far as how we can go about this. But in the end, it's ultimately all of this. This process is going to be, you guys are going to ultimately vote for who you want. We'll end up with what we end up with. And so, whether I'm in there or not, I really do pray that we can reach these goals of a happy, healthy life for everyone, and a free and sovereign place for our kids to develop into strong individuals, because that, above all else, that's our purpose as Indigenous people, as Indigenous parents. And what a blessing I have to have a beautiful daughter and a beautiful son. And that is my primary responsibility as an Indigenous man, is to raise a strong individuals, to raise a strong clan, a strong unit. And I respect and appreciate your time, and I thank you all for coming. You didn't have to do this. And, you know, I hope that it's a really tough time, and there's a lot of stress and anxiety on all of us. But I think if we can move past that and realize that beyond this negative, there's so many positive routes that we can take, and that we don't have to necessarily dwell on the things that are coming out. Sure, we're cleaning the air, but we're not going to gain anything if we just keep with this negative cycle. So I think that it's important that we sort of generate our focus on putting the things, whether it's economically or whether it's just fundamentally how we run things. There's some changes that we can make that are going to benefit everybody. And that's essentially what I'm about. I'm about creating a better life for everyone, because I've seen it. I can go to communities and visit my friends right now and see how they live, and see how they have communication amongst their people in unity, and then come home and see that it's something that we really have to work on. So for all of us, I really do pray that we can find this better way. Whatever means or whoever you pray to, I really encourage you to do the same. Because it's not really for us, it's for those little ones that really, they're not in this right now. We're going to be making decisions that are going to affect them, and we forsake them. The system has forsaken us for so long that we need to do this. We need to come together, stand up, and create a brighter future.